started losing my sight in first grade. I started seeing a bunch of F's because I couldn't see what in the world, and in first grade, of course, they're pictures. They like to use a bunch of pictures, and so I didn't get much of the data. People treated me very differently, and some people treated me like if I was helpless.
We started looking into what were going to be the best options for Zachary, like what would be the best schools, what would be the best things to do for him, and we decided to keep him at his current school, but to incorporate Braille. Visual aid volunteers for us has been like a lifeline. They have, when he was diagnosed, it was so fast and so quick, and they've been able to do things for us in a quick, short period of time. So for us, it's meant being able to keep him in school, being able to keep him with his peers, keep him competitive with his peers.
We expect normal students with normal vision to be able to read and write. We expect them to be able to read a novel, and we certainly should expect the same thing from visually impaired students.
Reading Braille has helped me because it helped me understand and show me what the kids and everybody else was teaching and doing, and helped me, because when I was doing oral, it was hard for math because all these graphics and stuff, it wasn't really describable. You had to really see the picture to really give and evaluate the answer.
Without visual aid volunteers, math would have been really a struggle. And right now, for instance, I'm waiting for a math workbook that was supposed to be done that got asked for in June from the school district, and we still don't have it. School's been in session since August 14. Visual aid volunteers have had to fill that gap and done some of the worksheets for us so that Zach can still do his work.
Without the service that visual aid volunteers provides, their chance at getting an equal education would be diminished, which leads to less of a chance for going to college, less of a chance for employment. It takes away some of the independence that they would be able to enjoy.
90 to 95% of children that are visually impaired are illiterate, meaning that they cannot read Braille, they cannot write Braille. So of those kids that do learn Braille, 90-95% of those do go to college, do a secondary education. But there's such a high percentage that aren't being taught Braille that they don't have access to the materials.
The sad thing is, when you talk about students who don't know Braille, is that the unemployment rate is very high with visually impaired students, and some of that is because they don't know Braille and don't have the skills.
I think visual aid volunteers has helped to boost his self-esteem because he's able to do the same work that his peers are. He's able, even if they're pictures and graphics that he can't see, he can read them and feel them with his fingers and get a visual image in his brain of what they are. So it's helped to keep him feel like he can do just the same kind of work that his other friends can do.
Because I know Braille, it helps me be more independent and be at the top of my class and help me have the materials I need for my life.
We have had to lay off staff in the last year, and that means that we're not able to produce as much, which means that we're not able to serve as many students. And we are on the verge of having to close down, which is going to impact negatively the students that we've been able to help so far.
Visual aid volunteers gives hope to students who are visually impaired and makes it possible for them to become successful.
Thank you for visual aid volunteers.
Because visual aid volunteers, we have help.
Every dollar helps. We can use a $50 donation to help provide worksheets for students. We can use $10,000 to provide textbooks for students. So no contribution is too great or too small. We need them all.